Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truther.org. Today is March 8th of 2026. So, based on breaking news and events, it appears that CIA headquarters located beneath CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland is going to stage the arrest or impeachment of U.S. President Donald J. Trump on the date of Monday, March 9th of 2026, specifically to trigger a second American Civil War. So, as I've been detailing in these videos, which are now being published on an almost daily basis, the CIA is trying to neutralize the Trump administration under the guise of links to Jeffrey Epstein or crimes linked to the Epstein files. So, to simplify this process, it's basically a three-pronged strategy by CIA headquarters in Geneva, who has ordered the Department of Justice in Washington, D.C. to prosecute Trump in one of three ways. The first is an impeachment for crimes related to Jeffrey Epstein or his victims. And so this could be based on hearsay, it could be based on an indictment, it could be anything. So the first option A is impeachment as pretext for resignation. The second option is charging Trump with misprision of felony, which is basically dereliction of duty in reporting a felonious act to the proper authorities at the proper time. In other words, Donald J. Trump had intimate knowledge of sex acts with minors being committed by Jeffrey Epstein and or people associated with Jeffrey Epstein, and therefore he is guilty of failing to report this to the proper authorities at the time. The third option is to arrest Donald J. Trump under the guise of committing sex crimes with underage females, i.e. Jane Does. And this is where it gets a little bit complicated, because the CIA is working directly against my videos, and my videos are working directly against them, believe it or not. So we're at this point where we kind of have almost a legal standoff, because they are being very, very ambiguous in respect to what type of evidence is out there. So essentially, the CIA has released 4 troves of so-called Epstein files, which is in the millions now, as we know. And they're basically trying to create all this evidence, and then at a later time, they want to link it back to Trump. So there's been no direct links so far from the Epstein files to Trump, but they plan to link it to him by removing the black boxes from the redacted files. So they released millions of pages of evidence with all these emails, all these photos, all these videos with the faces blotted out, with the names blotted out, and then this way that they can arrest Trump tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, any which time, and then just they already have these photos out there in the public sphere, and then they'll claim that Trump's face was behind the black box, or his name was behind the black box on the email address, or what have you. And this is how they plan to arrest him, because they're trying to circumvent and circumnavigate my reports. So exactly what they will charge him with coming up is obviously not known, but they're going to release a 5th trove of evidence, likely to corroborate the previous redacted versions of which they plan to link him to. And this will be what I was talking about, was they're going to release artificial intelligence, AI-generated audio files, videos, and documents, emails, photoshopped photos, pieces of art, linking Trump to underage females. There's also, as of yesterday or today, March 8th, there was, the CIA has disseminated the narrative that there's 3 so-called FBI memos regarding Trump's association with underage females. There's also the underage Jane Doe, age 13 to 15, who allegedly was forced by Trump to give him oral sex. She subsequently bit his penis, and the quote was, quote unquote, bit the shit out of his penis. That's in the document, allegedly. Also, there's the FBI interviewed a underage Jane Doe back on August 7th of 2019, and they also interviewed an underage Jane Doe back on July 24th, and these interviews will likely be put forth as so-called evidence of crimes that Trump committed against underage females. There's also the mysterious and ominous 37 pages that are missing from the Epstein files, and then there's the previously reported 53 pages missing from the Epstein files, so it's highly likely that they will attempt to link that to Trump once they arrest him. And then, of course, there's the so-called FD 302 reports from the FBI, which are basically anybody can call up this 1-800 number that they created and file a so-called tip, and these tips came in by the thousands, and so they will likely also cite those. Again, in closing, what is imperative to note is that if Trump is arrested on March 9th of 2026, he will never ever see the inside of a courtroom, because he will be assassinated in some form or fashion prior to standing trial. That is because he is not guilty of these crimes that they are alleging, and therefore they will assassinate him. The three most likely ways are: number one, self-inflicted suicide; number two, some sort of medical related event; and number three, some sort of law enforcement or prison guard or security guard related assassination in the aftermath of Trump allegedly attacking or assaulting one or more guards or officers of the law. So that's what's happening, and I just want to state for the record that, again, this is CIA headquarters in Geneva is giving direct, if we could see the phone lines, you could see a direct link from Geneva, Switzerland to Washington, D.C., where they are orchestrating this all to neutralize a sitting U.S. president for crimes he did not commit. And as I said, this is a Zionist sex trafficking ring that is used to bribe people. And if Trump was bribable, then they would have dirt on him. But they don't have dirt on him. And because they don't have dirt on him, they have gone out of their way to try to link him to him, because there's only like 5 photos of Trump with Jeffrey Epstein, and those were over 20 years ago. There's all sorts of evidence regarding all these other people, Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, etc., and they've yet to be even arrested or questioned by the FBI, but they are trying to basically remove a sitting U.S. president illegally and unlawfully, and so they're basically throwing as much shit on the wall as possible and hoping that something sticks. And the way that they plan to do it is to remove the black boxes and remove the redacted version, and then there will be Trump in all his glory, guilty as charged. So obviously, if this happens on March 9th of 2026, I kindly ask that you download this video and share it with local, state, and federal law enforcement, military, and intelligence officials, as well as with local, national, and international